So this post is about designing user-friendly systems, right? I mean, we spend a lot of time making sure, whatever we do, right? Whatever software we use, we come up with, whatever software we develop, the UI UX is paid, lot more attention because it should be so easy for people to use, right? And we had done a test, when we started back in sometime in 2015, and we got a great feedback from the operation side. Hey, they said, wow, this tool is so easy to use, and we didn't have to train much at all, and people picked it up so fast. So that was great, and they were flying through as if they'd used it for like at least few weeks. That was great. So that was a testament to our UI UX design. So when we showed it to the IT team, they were like, hey, this is not innovative enough. The feedback was, this is not innovative enough. What, you guys should go back and look at Tesla and Google Glass and things like that. Maybe come up with something even more innovative, right? And we did come back, and right away I set up an appointment with the Tesla dealership here in Atlanta. I went there and did a thorough test drive of the Tesla car. The car was awesome. I mean, it just took off like a plane. And the tablet that they have, in the big tablet, I think it's 17-inch tablet. It was really sophisticated. It was pretty neat, and it was so easy to use, and electric car and all that. So that was awesome. And then we got a chance to look at Google Glass as well. As a matter of fact, at the time there was a Google-sponsored event right next to Georgia Tech, where Google came there, and the gentleman at that time was Timothy Jordan. He was the product evangelist, Google Glass evangelist from Google, and he had come in and he was talking about all the things that you can do with Google Glass. Especially they were talking about those micro interactions, right? I mean, it's a device that you wear, but it kind of disappears in your world. But whenever there is a need, for example, if you're walking and you need directions to go to a specific place, it would show up. So you wouldn't technically realize that you're having it, but it would it becomes such a intimate part of yourself, so you forget that you have it, and it pops up only when you need it, right? That was the concept behind this micro interaction, and it will show up only when it's needed, pop up only when it's needed. So we even discussed with him, and we asked about, hey, how we can leverage this Google Glass and all that, and we explored some things, and we said, hey, maybe we can do that. But we took a step back and then analyzed all this. Hey, does it make sense? I mean, are we on the right track? How are we going to make this work in a warehouse environment? And when we analyzed all that, it all sounded great, Tesla and Google Glass and all that, but it wasn't really something that would readily work in a warehouse environment, right? I mean, we want to, the last thing we want to do is spend like 2 months on change management, right? I mean, change management is, whenever there is a new technology that's deployed, whenever there is a new system that's deployed, whenever something new comes along, right, people take time to adapt to it. People, need time to get trained into the, new way of doing things. But if you can leverage something that people have already gotten used to, right, something that they do in their daily lives, like for example, using a touchscreen device, using so many different apps, using, touchscreen keyboard. So that's what we were counting on, and the learning curve becomes much lesser, right? That's it. Oh, this is when we give the device typical response. Oh, this is like my smartphone. Oh, that's it. Okay, I just have to wear it and then I keep going. So people pick it up so fast, and whereas with the ideology behind following Tesla or Google Glass did not make sense at that point. So we kind of said, hey, all right, let's leave that thing at that point. Let's just continue our journey in the same direction that we've been going through, and we'll come back and pick it back up when the time is appropriate. So that's what we did, and it made a lot of sense for us to do that, and still we are on the same path. I mean, even though there are companies that are experimenting with vision picking and Google Glass and all that, nothing has taken off in a massive way that really adds a lot of value to the operations, right? As of right now. There are people that are scratching the surface with augmented reality and things like that, but still, it's kind of a, in the pilot mode or the test mode, right? So, we always, it's supremely important for us to provide the best UI UX, for people for end users, so it's so easy for anybody to use, right? That's very, very important. And so we, don't over innovate, and it's like, oh man, what is this? I got to learn all this. So that's not the perception we want to create. But rather, oh, that's it. Oh, this is the same thing that I do, but it just the keys look different because it's touchscreen keys versus physical keys. Whereas with touchscreen keys, you have all the flexibility to configure it the way you want at the function level and do all kinds of things, right? So that's how we innovate. We still keep the old one, and then we add little by little, but keeping in mind with providing the best UI UX, so the learning curve is so short, people pick it up so fast. So that's why that it's very important to maintain that balance of innovation versus over innovation, right? Not just innovating for the sake of innovating, rather solving a problem approach. We diligently follow that. So that's why designing user-friendly systems is hard. It's exactly like a toy that you make for a baby, and you give this toy to the baby. Some toys the babies get intrigued and enamored by, and they take that, and then they don't want to give it back, and they want to play with that. Whereas some toys, the baby looks at it and does a couple of things and then throws away and then walks away, right? The second set of toys did not resonate with the baby so much, so it did not enjoy. So it's exactly like that. When we provide systems, we want users to pick it up right away. The best UI UX, and that's so intuitive to use and easy to use, and makes their life easier, right? Solving a specific problem for them, not just innovating for the sake of innovating. So that's something that we diligently follow and balance out. So that's why our systems are better than anything else that's out there in the market. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and please let us know if you have any questions. Would love to chat with you. Thank you.